Hello, this is David H. from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We're showing off his top 8 RBET Chicago 2025 deck profile. Here he is.
Okay, so let's begin with monsters, right? Pretty standard. 3 Sirocco, 3 Shura, 3 Kalut, 3 Bora, 3 Blizzard, 2 Vayu, a Dark Arm, and a Gale. The only true sort of matters of contention here are, I guess, the 2 Vayu.
Talk to me about 2 Value.
I know a lot of people like Gores in that spot, but I find Gores to be a bit inactive. Sort of forces you into very specific play patterns. Honestly, I find it best when it's your first play. But it's telegraphed and completely obvious. The 2 Vayu, I think, contributes to a sort of like explosiveness, right? So in particular matchups where you'll want the damage, being able to go Vayu Sirocco out of the graveyard for free, right? Summon a bunch of shit, and crack back off of the Brio is like invaluable, right? So a lot of wins I find are off of small pushes to begin with, and then something a bit more lethal later rather than starting with it. In a deck that sort of lives and dies by its normal summon, having the extra free 2300 out of the graveyard also goes like a really long way, right? So there's that. Spells 2 Whirlwind, Allure, Heavy, Typhoon, and Brain. Nothing particularly interesting here. For the traps, 3 Icarus Attack, 3 D Prison, 2 Bottomless, 2 Legacy, Mirror, Torrential, Dust Shoot, Judgment, and Dust Tornado. So really, I sort of went for a high floor kind of deck. A lot of people sort of dedicate a spot to DDV or Repression, like these sort of blowout cards that will sort of swing the game. But my sort of philosophy is that if I get to play the game, I should probably do well. There's a lot of blowouts in the deck, like your Black Whirlwinds and your Blizzards, and as long as you can sort of live to a point that you can set up your graveyard, you're good to go, right? So the 3 Prison helps facilitate that, right? It's something that has a function while you're losing as well. Whereas, if you're ripping DDVs or Repressions into an established board, you're not really doing much into it. Whereas a Prison might be able to help you claw back into the game, as well. Being able to set up, just any normal summon monster plus Prison in the mid game in a simplified board was actually pretty powerful. So in simplified game state where players have not too many cards in their hands or in play, the chance of being able to get over the monster plus get over the Prison is it requires more cards than people will generally have at that stage in the game. So being able to just protect your guy, was pretty invaluable for me, right? So I really like the 3 Prison. What else was there? Instead of playing a 3rd Legacy, I played the 1 Dust Tornado. So I wanted another chainable trap, but also found that I wanted to sort of capitalize on this kind of mind game where people play around Icarus, they will lose to Dust plus Monster. If they play around Dust, they'll get Icarus, right? So I wanted to do this. This is only truly bad into Lightsworn. The Frog matchups these days, Modern Frogs tend to play a lot more back row. Just being able to snipe something in end phase, even if it's chainable. There are a lot more targets for this, and this is less of a brick than you thought. And of course, it's invaluable in the mirror, being able to hit Whirlwinds, being able to hit battle traps, and swing through with your Siroccos and Shuras is great.
How many cards?
40 cards.
Any changes so far?
So far, I don't regret anything in the main.
Cool.
Yeah, like I said, super high floor, like not really trying to blow anybody out. We're just really trying to sort of play a bit of a longer game, really, right? So sideboard, 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Crows, 2 Fossil Dynas, 2 Knocks, 2 Oppressions, 2 Dusts, a Deck Dev, a Fissure, and a Skill Drain. So really, my only true regrets for this entire tournament was the 1 Skill Drain. Shouts to Gia for that, but it did not perform. Skill Drain tends to be really good when it affects the most cards. So you'll want to draw it earlier in the game, right? Because that's when it'll be able to hit the most cards. When you're drawing this late, particularly when you do not have pressure, the Skill Drain is kind of a brick, right? You still have to deal with the monster, and yeah, I'd much rather have had a second Fissure, right? The reason why I played it was kind of my rug spot, but I also found that in theory it would be able to deal with Lightsworn and Value and stuff like that. However, yeah, I mean, in theory, while it does have a wider range, it does require you to draw it early, which is less likely when you only play 1, and it does require you to have a bit of pressure while you have it. In round 8, playing against Jake XO, game 2, I had Skill Drain up, but like 0 pressure to back it, and he was able to claw back into that game. Yeah, so I just played a second Fissure over it. DD Crows, I really wanted to play Kaiku over this, but I was kind of scared of David Nguyen's Assault Mode deck. So out of respect for that, I decided to play the Crows. Like today I told myself I'd play Kaikus over the Crows, but I saw David Nguyen walk through the door, so here are the Crows. Fossil Dyna, right? So I played 2. I've seen a bunch of lists cut down to 1. I feel that this is sort of the game plan I was using against Frogs. The game plan wasn't so much to sort of like play back and forth game with Rugs or anything, but rather to just catch them at a point where, well, I mean, ideally you'd want to kill them on the turn that you drop Dyna. However, there were points where I was able to summon it, they'd have to burn their normal summon getting rid of it, and I'd still have a board that they wouldn't be able to deal with. So really, like, in the Frog matchup, I found that, fighting on the axis of card advantage wasn't particularly effective, and, pivoting over to damage instead won me a lot of matches. Like, I played Hero Frog 3 times in Swiss, and each time it was, like, yeah, pretty much off of the back of a big push while I was probably neg 2 or neg 3. So I don't regret playing Fossil Dynas, and like I've had trouble with Hero Frogs in the past, and like this sort of plan is the plan that got me the most success. So I think I'm going to stick with it.
Talk to me about Crossout, because Fraser Smith and ProStorm had a 3-part series talking about the ins and outs of Blackwing, and a big part of it was Nobleman of Crossout. Did you use it? How was it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Talk to me.
So in the stock value matchup, like Sizzle 41, I found that Crossout was great. Right, hitting their Raikos or Hamsters is fantastic. Hitting a Raiko or Hamster and getting a hit in is really good. I used to be on Mind Control before that, but the thought of having to pass their monster back and then that monster being sacked for Caius is pretty bad, so I'd much rather just get the monster out of there. Like, I mean, it's a great trade. You're trading your spell for their normal summon, so if you can follow that up with your own normal summon, like, I think, although, like, you're even on cards, I think you've gone up on tempo in that exchange, so I do like that a lot. It did kind of screw me over round 5 against Dirk Wagner. So, like, game 1, I saw Icarus Attack and Upstart Goblin, and Icarus Attack has, like, been used as tech in Value Turbo before, and I have seen like Upstart Goblin, like the Oscars Alive builds. So I don't think I had enough time to determine whether or not he was or wasn't on Hamsters and Raikos. And yeah, so I sided as if it was standard value and got completely blown out. Like game 2, I had no chance. But you know, assuming he was on standard value, I don't regret having brought in crossouts. And like going forward, I still think crossout is fine. With mind control, I feel like you do also have to side a Raiko alongside it. I don't think you can afford to flip a hamster and just like pass it back to them without like getting something out of it. And yeah, I honestly don't think it's the way to go. What else is there? Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Any changes other than the second fissure?
Any changes? Yeah, like pretty much it would just be skill drain for the second fissure.
True. Yeah. You got to see it, the fissure, when you need it.
Like it also has applications in the mirror when you're just trying to fight for board without playing into Icarus attack. Like it's fantastic. Playing into Glads, turning off Chariot, like great. Getting around like Honest and Collude in general is just great. I wish I had a second one for that. Extra deck, 1 Chimera attack, 2 Wing, Master, Silverwind, Android, Catastor, Goyo, Brio, Black Rose, Dark End, Colossal, Thought, Stardust, and Mistworm. Right? So, you know, Mistworm over the second Master. It actually did come up in Swiss. I had to read that my Frog Hero opponent's back row was like Dust MST, that kind of thing. And going into this was less cards than going Brio, so I was able to swing for game with that. It was great. Yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty standard.
Well, cool. So, now that you're back in your hometown,
Yes.
tell me, how was the event for you?
The event was fantastic. Shouts to shouts to Keegan, of course. Shouts to Eric Shen, Marcus, HG19, Eric Chai. Like these guys ran a great event. Vibes were immaculate. I got a lot of love out there. Yeah, everybody was just really friendly, and you know, it was just fantastic, friendly event, and like I definitely fly out to another one. Like it was no regrets at all coming out to Chicago.
Any final words, David?
Yeah, so shouts to all my opponents that I played there. Fantastic players. Shouts to all the locals here. You know, Game Nation, Go for Game, 401, Untouchables, and last but not least, Black Rose Hobbies, greatest local in Toronto.
Oh, you heard it here first, people.
Other than that, shouts to Team No Dust, right? Boys held it down. And, yeah, you know, shouts to my wife who let me come out for this. Shouts to you, Ryan, for, you know, uploading videos and
At
you know,
4 in the
doing this
morning.
doing this entire thing, right? So you know, couldn't have done it all without everybody here. So it was just a fantastic run, and yeah, I'm like more than happy, just overjoyed at all of this. So yeah, that's it. Toronto, baby!
Toronto, baby! And subscribe!
Peace out, guys.
Peace.